Hey, it's a 9.
You start seeing it as it leads you. It has confidence that it knows exactly where it's going. But as you keep walking, it starts slowing down, like it's confused. Like, what's happening here? And it's like, no, 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 no. And confidently leads you again. And then turns right. And then before you can turn right to follow it, it comes back, says, and just shakes its little eye and just sort of like leads you somewhere else.
Hey, 54. Sorry, we
Uh yes.
ca- can't help but get the. Are you perhaps also a little lost?
We are not lost. We are getting
Okay,
quiet. We are
okay,
we are we
okay. That you're not wrong about that. Do you want a hug?
there are small drops of tears
Oh,
just coming out of this little eye the size of your eye, and is like, I we I, I've never been alone before.
oh, that's yeah. It can be a really isolating experience. Um,
It's okay. I just need to get you out, and then I can become we again. Yes.
okay. Well, just don't put too much pressure on yourself. That's only going to exacerbate the situation if things keep on being the way they are. Just, take your time, look for familiar marks. You got this.
Of course, and this eye is now crying and looks up at you and says, Are you thirsty by any chance?"
I'm so good. I'm like
"Okay,
beyond.
I just,
Do you want
I'm
me to
not
get that? I
crying.
have like, I can like,
I'm not crying. I'm just like doing this for your favor,
sure.
to make
Mm-hmm.
sure you're okay, like you're
Absolutely.
thirsty or
That's
hungry. I have
so
so many
nice of
things I
you.
can provide
Oh
for you."
gosh, how lovely. That's how I will reiterate, would you like a hug or an eye wipe?
No, I'm okay, but can I just ride your shoulder while we walk?
Sure,
I'll just
yep, yep,
wait.
yep. Here, little buddy. And just like gently like cups and
As
okay.
soon as he starts like being like constantly riding on you, the screaming
Mhm.
stop.
Oh, that's a very pleasant side effect. Okay.
Perfect. As you try to travel around with this disconnected eye,
Mhm.
um, let's go back to Elise and Kay. Um, Elise, you've only been there for, I say, just a couple of days. So, um, and you know that your eyes have told you that he is the 50th size of a fist eye. Um, what do you plan to do? You and Kay, just there.
Yeah, just kind of standing there, I think, with the eye on my shoulder, looking okay. I am glad the screaming stopped, though. Last couple days, that would have made this so much worse.
Kay, yours has it's still screaming.
Oh, that's certainly good for you. It's still in permanent scream mode right now.
Oh,
Um,
can you help?
the eye that was on Elise's shoulder jumps up, without warning, and stands on your shoulder here. And as soon as it touches you, it does quiet the screams. And you can hear him go, "We must stick close together, or my influence cannot stop them."
Well, I certainly don't disagree with that, but this is nice. At least, how did you end up here?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, Smart steeds from the stable. They ditched me and ran off, and I got lost. And it's been an ordeal. Um, and I've been here a few days, but They said they're the 50th,
Hmm.
which means there's a lot of people lost in the labyrinth.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
And if you've been down here for days, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder if they're part of that tour group, the same tour group
Um,
that we're lost.
Anna, you know of the tour group, but you were
Mhm.
too like you didn't want to wait for him to come out. So you just like that's why you rented the smart mounts from the stable because you didn't want to wait for Robert to come out.
What did you rent? What kind of animal did you rent?
They have all kinds of animals. Cows, farm animals. The only they offer all kinds of farm animals and one ostrich the size of one chicken.
That's just a chicken.
Ostrich dressed as a chicken. That's what I was trying to say. It was one ostrich dressed as a chicken, and Josiah was really proud of his ostrich dressed as a chicken mount, and charged really high amount for it. You could tell that Josiah probably didn't want you to rent the ostrich chicken thing, but was like, I mean, I have a price. Like, if you could pay this price, then you can ride the ostrich chicken.
Yeah, she definitely paid the price. As a connoisseur of illusions and sleight of hand,
Awesome.
respected the chicken costume, the chicken getup. So
Plus,
yeah,
money isn't such
that
a
is
big deal here. You do have it, and it feels like Josiah is the only one obsessed with this money thing. But you paid the price to ride the giant, well, not the ostrich chicken. How did it get lost from you?
turned out it was chicken. And it just ran off at the first the first time I got startled.
Yeah, awesome.
I think I was probably off of it tying my boot, and it just ran off.
Yeah.
I still don't know what scared it.
Everybody roll for acuity, please.
All right.
Got a 7.
7, 6,
11.
11.
Wow, nice. 5.
5.
Nice.
Awesome. Anna, you see your spider, the one that is on your shoulder, size of your fist, instantly freeze up.
That's not good.
And looks at you. And you can feel the voice that's coming from it sounding very different, like it's not its voice. And it is somebody begging, saying, "Stop him. Stop. Please stop. Please stop." Over and over. And then disconnects immediately from that eye. And the eye looks at you and goes, "Oh no, she is sick. She is sick. We must go. We must go. I must go. I must go and find her. I must go."
Who is that? Who's sick?
She shout bleh, I can say words. She shells. The eye looks at you and shouts, and all of you can hear this because the eye that you are with currently screams in one voice, "Snasher." Like they are in pain. And you know what? That's a great time to take a break. We will be back in like 10 minutes, and we will continue this story of the second episode of Act 1, Snasher. See you soon. Hey everyone, we are back. We are back with the next part of this episode where our 4 players here are in separate areas. Fen has a friend, Bill, who has suffered a lot uh, and is accompanied by an eye the size of a head. Um, Elise and Kay are together with their fist sized eye, and Carme is alone by herself with the eye the size of her eye. So, I 54, I 50, and I 21st. How are you gonna get out of here, Monster Care Squad? What are you planning on doing?
I think what I'm gonna do with Bill and 21 is I think like once that scream dies down, the Fen is gonna uh I think Fen looks at 21 and says like, is that one came through?
Yeah, yes. Sh- we she is in pain.
Mm-hmm.
She is we need to return to her. But I need to save you. I need to save both of you and get you out of here before we can return. That is
I'm starting to get
that
the
is our
sense,
purpose.
yeah, I'm starting to get the sense that the best way to help us return safely to outside the labyrinth is would be for you to help me do my job, which is to go find Snasher, figure out what's wrong, and take care of it to make Snasher feel better again, to
Oh,
prevent that from
you
happening
want me to
again.
come home?
Yeah, well, I want you to. I would love for you to go home, and I would love it if you could take me home with you.
Oh, that's no problem. I could definitely do that. And
Okay.
the eye sort of jumps off of Bill and starts running and turning left.
Okay. Oh. All right, Bill, this way.
You hit a wall. Oh, well,
Is
that's not the right way, says the eye, and
mhm.
turns right and runs again. Basically, many times of this happening, and you can tell
Mhm.
that 21 does not know the way home.
Okay. Um, well, has this ever happened before that you know of, or anything like this? Have any parts of you that you know of anybody else gotten lost?
No. And I've never been on my own like this. I mean, I'm not alone. I have you guys. I'm
Yeah.
not sad. Um,
Hmm.
but no, this is the first time uh, I've I have become by myself.
That's an all right thing to be sad about. You know, going
Yes.
from part of a usual collective, and then, I mean, we've got our own little thing going here, and it's fine. This is fun. Bill, nice to meet you. Uh,
Bill is
but
sobbing.
yeah, uh, it's okay to want to go home. Like to miss the things that you love, to miss the people that you love. So, and that doesn't take away from what we're able to accomplish here. So, do you know anything about how the labyrinth might change as you attempt to navigate it, or what might be required in order to change the labyrinth?
I will have you roll pull a thread, which is
All
roll for
right.
4. Actually, you know what? Let's
Six,
do
seven,
follow
eight.
the trail. Actually,
Can we
let's do pull a thread since I already said it and you were how much did you get?
I
8?
don't yeah, I don't want to have rolled a 5. Oh, sorry. 6, 7. That's a 7. I've only got a +1 for allure.
Okay, perfect.
Uh,
So with pull a thread, if you get a
Mm-hmm.
7, you do pick one. The information is true, but it's a little flawed, and something
Cool.
nasty awaits you when you arrive. Um, 21 looks at you and goes, "Well, it it's not permanent. The labyrinth is permanent on the outside, but the more you move,
Mm-hmm.
the more you come closer to the center, the more it's malleable,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all based on, well, Snasher, on
Mm-hmm.
her."
Okay. So why change it? What's the rationale?
Sometimes for fun, sometimes she makes it easier for people who want to
Mm-hmm.
see her. She has favorites. We had favorites.
Yeah. I met a Robert on the way in. He seemed pretty serious. Is he one of the favorites?
You can say that, yes. One of the favorites, indeed.
Well, good, because if he wasn't, I was gonna kick his ass. Uh,
He must be so lonely. He was the first
yeah,
one,
yeah,
the only one.
he was yeah. He seemed really distraught. And there were things that he refused to talk about
He is the
that
only
would have been
one
useful for us to know.
who understands us. The loss that we feel. He is the only one that can truly understand
Okay.
it.
Because he's blessed.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can bring him into the center with us. He sounds like he's going to be a useful guy to have around. Um, Let me trying to find a good move to get into the next thing here. Oh, I don't. Did we pick one of the questions? Was that you giving information?
Yep. I
Okay.
don't know which one you chose, but give you I did give you that.
I was
Oh, okay.
absolutely just riffing. So we learned functionally that um Snasher can alter the paths of the labyrinth
Yeah,
more easily and more radically
in the
from the
middle.
center.
Yeah.
Right. And so she does it at will. Okay. It's really got to learn more about her
Hmm.
and hmm. Oh, that's a fun idea. If I can get to one of the eyes, I might be able to get to all of the eyes at once, and that might be useful.
Speaking of the ones
Um,
with the other eyes, Carme, you and your one lonely eye. What are you doing?
I think once she puts good old 54 on her shoulder, she's going to go, okay, maybe I'm not very good at like tracking. I really didn't have to do that up there, but well, let's give it a shot. Better than nothing. And
Mhm.
she's going to try and follow the trail.
Awesome. And actually, 54 is the best one for you to interrogate.
Oh,
because
fantastic.
he's the freshest one, who have just been disconnected. So maybe this 54 might have a solution that's good for you. Go ahead and roll your acuity to see, what this eye can give you.
Love a fresh eye. Ooh, I got a 10.
Awesome. So,
So,
what are you trying to find? Because the answer to this is a successful one. So, tell me,
yeah,
with this following the trail, what are you trying to find?
I think it's going to be like part interrogation, and I think she's going to, not interrogation, like when you're trying to help somebody figure out where they misplaced their keys.
Mhm.
So she's just going to have like a running dialogue with 54 and just be like, okay, you're really elevated right now, and that's perfectly acceptable. It's okay that you're in that state. Things are new, things are hard, things are fresh. I just want you to think back to previous times that you've been with your other people. If anything looks familiar, just go with your gut and sort of trust that, and don't put too much on yourself. This is a process of learning, okay? And just this way looks good, and like just keeps following and keeps a running conversation with 54 to like try and navigate and pick different twists and turns.
Since you were able to roll a really good roll with that one, 54, with your help of just calming him down, and it's just like, okay, this is where I was a few minutes ago before I got disconnected, and
Okay.
this is where we're going, and I remember this so clearly. And he does lead you deeper and deeper into the labyrinth. And you're no longer, like, he's getting more and more sure of himself. Uh Go ahead and roll acuity for me one more time, please.
Okie doke. Let's hope it's one of the high ones and not one of the low ones I've been rolling. Hey, would you look at that? That's a 12.
Awesome. As you're
Nice.
getting nearer, the walls start getting thinner looking. Almost like you can see through them. You can't
Oh,
completely see through it, but you can see through the walls on your left and your right. You start to see golden veins going
oh,
through the walls itself, and you know that's not a great sign. But
oh, that's not a great sign.
as you
I know
keep
that.
you do, as you keep going nearer and nearer, you are now you find yourself in front of a wall that is just pure gold. And 54 looks at you and goes, this should have been a pathway to her.
Hey, you know what, buddy? That's really good of you to have gotten us this far. I'm proud of you. I want to state that for the record and up front. Really great work. Don't think I could have got here without you. Um, hmm, hmm.
I
Is
don't
there...
I don't know where else to turn. This is the only way here.
Okay, I understand. Ooh. I'm going to try and roll an in harm's way because that feels appropriate
Sure.
since I'm trying to navigate a dangerous environment or situation in search of information.
Sure, go ahead and roll your grit.
Oh,
First of all, what are you gonna do to put yourself in a dangerous situation?
she's going to attempt to touch the wall.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll and let's see what happens.
Oh, Delali. Oh. What is my grit? Yeah, I have a -1 to grit. Oh, good.
I hope you fail. I mean, what? That's not what I said.
Mean. Rude.
I mean, you can't.
That is a 7.
That's a 7?
Hmm.
Uh,
It was an 8. It was a beautiful 8.
Awesome. All right. You put your hand through the wall. I mean, you put the hand on the wall. You feel a little bit, it's slow first, but you feel your hand is able to sink through it.
Mm,
You feel a little confident, maybe. Push it a
mm-hmm.
little bit deeper.
Okay.
And as as you're comfortably like that feel like it feels like you can go through it like
Okay.
slowly. But as you're doing that, the eye that is the size of your eye freezes again, just like in pain. And again, all the other eyes freeze in pain, shout, Snasher. And as that happens, Carmi, you are pulled through that wall.
Huh?
And we'll come back to you in a minute. All right. Uh let's go back to Kay and Elise. You have 50th?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 50th with you. And what are you gonna do? This is the second time you heard that eye, suddenly freeze up and shout Snasher, not from a voice of its own, but like a million voice formed into one and in pain. What do
I
you do?
would love to maybe use a little bit of magic to
Sure.
possibly follow the trail to see if maybe I can guide us deeper into this labyrinth without getting lost.
Are you gonna
I
be using a specific move or like just magic in general?
so I have the move Presto,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to do small
Small
acts of
acts.
magic.
Okay.
But also it kind of lines up with follow the trail because
Mhm.
that's kind of my intent.
Okay.
So
Okay. So what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna use your move Presto, which makes it a success. But also, what I'm gonna make you do is roll for where is that? Follow the trail, but basically, whatever you roll, it'll be added plus. So, for example, if you roll and it is a 5, it'll be on the next level. So you would have rolled a 7 to 9 result. Does that make sense?
okay.
Okay,
Yes. hmm
cool.
Um I rolled a 3, so thankfully that bumps up to does that bump
seven
up
to
to the
nine,
next level?
and it does bump up
S
to the next level because 6 or below is pretty bad.
Mhm,
7 to 9.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
do you
so
want me to choose or do you want to choose?
ooh, I will choose because I like drama.
Okay.
Um, I think so Elise stands there and whistles for a moment, and it almost looks like wind blows past her.
Mhm.
And she just kind of stands there impatiently waiting. Um, then after a few minutes, kind of perks up and looks like she's looking at something. Just kind of maybe watching the air currents. And looks back. Okay, I think if we go this way, we should be able to at least get deeper. It's fairly certain it's not a dead end, at least.
Okay. Which one do you choose of the 3 bad things that'll happen to you? I mean, you or your companions. We'll see.
hmm I want to disturb something that shouldn't have been disturbed.
Awesome. That's great. That's exactly what I wanted. You are being led with the magic that you're providing, and 50th's brain sort of like remembering like it's only been a couple of days, so like with your help and the wind sort of like guiding you and moving you, um you are pulled into a deeper and deeper area of the labyrinth, and suddenly you are in a big room, and in that room are different mounts, all frozen in gold. Different farm animals, all covered in frozen gold. And you can hear screeching physical screeching if you move deeper. But you are in a giant room, and all of the mounts that have either not escaped, went in, just normal animals, really, that have wandered into the labyrinth. It's just filled with frozen golden statues.
What do you think did this? And is it still here?
I don't. What happened to these animals?
Uh, are
Whatever.
you gonna how are you going to look at them? Are you just gonna be standing from afar? What?
Is this an effect we recognize from our studies?
Go ahead and roll. See if it is an effect that you
Okay,
discovered from
what
your studies.
do you
Let's
say?
see. Let's do
Acuity.
acuity here. Just
Oh,
roll a
perfect.
straight
Okay.
acuity for me, and just to see if this is something that you do recognize.
6.
7?
6, 7. You do know that sometimes, depending on the monster, the false gold, has some adverse effects on its surroundings. So it might be an adverse effect. This isn't something that you've seen, but it's definitely, you can assume that this is the work of Snasher, because Snasher is sick, and this is an adverse effect of, the suffering that Snasher is going through.
Mhm. Perhaps we stay to the outskirts of the room. I hesitate going into the center of it because I don't think the animals were moved here. They had to have been frozen where they were.
Like they got here on their own. Ooh.
Probably like they were passing through, maybe?
Speaking of that, Carmen, can you roll grit for me, please?
Yeah. Love that -1. Oh, hey, it's an 8.
Awesome. We'll get back to that. Um,
Cool. Love
Fen,
that.
as they are discussing the room filled with all of the animals frozen in gold, what are you doing? How are you navigating the labyrinth?
Actually, something I want to do, if we can roll back just a smidge,
Sure.
And get to, as soon as I notice 21 freeze up in
Mhm.
that way that they did before, kind of the last big scream,
Yep.
kind of in that moment that they're connected to the network, I want to like actually grab the eye in my hands and bring it up directly to my face
Awesome.
and like look directly into the eyes. I'm gonna trigger uh my specialty and attempt to captivate not just 21, but since 21's connected to the network,
Mhm.
to try and catch the entire network
Mhm.
in this moment.
Awesome. Go ahead. I know it is a success. You're successful in that. But I do want to know what I'm gonna do to you. Just roll a lore for me, please.
Roll lure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, anything you want. All right. That is a 12.
Awesome.
Nope, that is. Hold on.
Oh.
That's a 10. I. It's been a long day.
I mean, it's
That's a
still a
4 and a
good
5.
that's a
Yes,
good
it is still
roll
a good
still.
roll. It's a good roll. It's just not the numbers
Awesome.
I was thinking they were for a second there.
Awesome. All right. As you are connected to that
Hmm.
world, you are seeing every single thing that the eyes are seeing, all 54 eyes. You can't comprehend it, but
Hmm.
it's a lot of darkness, a lot of people, a lot of crying. You see past, present, future of what's happening like in the past 3 weeks. It's a lot of things coming into your mind, but it's just one now that is staying, and it is Snasher with its different You know how Snasher looks like, right? It's a spider with lots of eyes on top of it. Instead of eyes,
Mm-hmm.
there's like patches that are
Mm-hmm.
gone where the eyes should have been, and it is dripping in gold. And Snasher looks at you and screams in rage. And you are given in that moment an actual location that you could that your eye 21 will remember.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
you are terrified of going there. Like, I don't know, maybe you'll get over that fear, but there's like, it is telling you to be afraid,
Mm-hmm.
to not come here, because you will experience dire consequences.
Well,
That is
it's a
also
good thing I'm.
that's also the shouts that you hear, like when you are in the middle of the room, Kay and Elise. There's like little screeching sound, not little screech, actual loud screeching sounds,
Mhm.
coming from the room. You're outside of the room, you're seeing the inside, but you hear the loud screaming, and your eye is also screaming when that happens. But yes, you, Fen, have the location of where
Excellent.
Snatcher is. Carmi, let's get back to you. You roll.